Hi, I'm Rob Kennedy, and I served as a youth and camp director here at Knox Church from 1996 until 2007. When I think of Knox Church, I think of its commitment to prayer and also its passion for sharing the love and the message of Jesus Christ to others. When I came in 1996 with my young family, I realized that the youth ministry had a long heritage here at Knox. Knox Day Camps, for example, have been around since the 1970s, along with the after-school clubs. And one of the boys who came to faith at that time was Wally Lee. And he mentored me during my time at Knox Church and gave me that passion for the neighborhood. So thank you, Wally, for that. When I think of some of the blessings at Knox, I think of some of the neighborhood children who accepted Christ into their lives. I think of Jen and Greg and Phil, for example. And I also reflect on a number of children and youth who were part of our congregation at that time, who were spurred on in their faith and are now serving Christ in their churches and homes and raising their families in the Lord. And I know I'm going to miss some families, but I think of the DeConings and the DeSantos, and the Chins and the Lees, and the McLeans, the Scotts, the Ords, the Riddicks, also the Vissers, the Hancocks, the Livingstons, and so many other families. And I give thanks to God for each of them. Some other blessings that come to mind from those years at Knox was the emphasis that we placed on scripture memory and putting those scriptures to song and actions. And it's been a blessing just to hear from many young adults even now that still know those scriptures and that those scriptures are still impacting their lives. I also think of those years in the partnership that we had at Chapel Place Church, and this was a church that was planted at Knox in 1967 and partnered with us in ministry for many years. I also give thanks to God for the blessing that Knox was to my own family, to Jill, to Grace, Martha, Abram, and Caleb, for the mentoring, the love, and the prayers of our church toward our family. Well, there's a couple of verses I'd like to bless Knox with at this time. One comes from Joshua, and Joshua was given a new chapter in God's ministry for his people. And so he says to Joshua, "Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be terrified, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And another promise that comes to mind, a scripture that we learned, was from Jeremiah. And this was a word given to God's people in a time of unrest and uncertainty, where God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." So many blessings to Knox Church as you continue to serve the Lord faithfully until Christ comes again.